and welcome back to another edition of the Rock Hound channel. William here, and on today's episode we are here once again in our shop, and we're going to go ahead and do a couple different stones today. I've got a few here I want to show you. I got one which is called Purple Kernzonite, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can get this all freeformed up on my inland 8-inch swap top. Then we got two Wisconsin River mystery stones, and we're going to go ahead and discover these together. These were just recently found out of some clays over at the Wisconsin, and with a little luck, maybe we got something super cool. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be with you here in just a moment. Alright guys, we are back at the lapidary machine. We went ahead and started off. We're going to go ahead and begin with 400 grit, and we're going to start with that Purple Kernzonite. This will be the first time me working with one of these stones, so we're going to be gathering a lot of information together in this video. And then after we get these all done, like I said, I'm going to take these through all the steps. So all three of these will be going through the 400 grit, and then we'll be going back doing probably the 2000, the 3000, all the way up to final polish. So you guys will get to see all that here in just a moment. Alright guys, we got the machine started. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and start with the Purple Kernzonite. I'm going to go ahead and warn you guys to go ahead and turn down your volume on your TVs or your phones. This does get a little bit loud. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and try to do a free form on this to see what kind of, what the stone will let us do. So let's get started. Right off the bat, I can tell that Kernzonite is very soft, and this stuff is absolutely creamy. Yep, so that's pretty nice. So this will be an enjoyable stone to work on this machine. Trying to get all the rough edges off here. Go ahead and take this edge off here. As you can see, it's got quite a point on it. We're going to take that off. I see a lot of nice features sitting here on the front of the stone, so we're going to go ahead and just give that a shot and see how she looks. A little. Quite impressed with Purple Kernzonite. Absolutely beautiful. It's going to polish beautifully too, just like a fluorite. So that's going to be really nice. Alright guys, I'll come back to you as soon as I get the final shape on 400, and we'll show you the rest of these here after I get this one set there. Alright guys, we got our final shape that we want. Looks pretty decent. Not too bad. So we're going to go ahead and take our next one, which is our Wisconsin River find, and we have one more to go, which is a mystery here, and I'll show you that here in just a moment. So this one's ready for the next step, and we're going to go ahead and just carry on and get all these stones done on 400 grit. Again, folks, I'm just taking the natural form of the stone. I don't want to take too much off from here. And this one's already shaping up to be quite an interesting find. There's a lot of feldspar in here, and not too sure. There's something else going on up in this stone. This is going to be very beautiful. This is also another real creamy stone. There's a feature sitting right here. If you can see that long piece of crystal there, I want to go ahead and capture that. So we're going to see what we can do to do that. Trying to keep the water from hitting the camera here. It's a hard feat to do. This is another one that just popped out of the clays during the gold prospecting spiel that we did. Wow, this is super creamy. Bring my speed up. Oh yeah, this is going to be an interesting one indeed. Looks like we lost some of that crystal. It just kind of melted off. So that's kind of sad. But we got some of it in here. I'm going to try to get a little bit more of a window up here, and then we're going to start on the back side. And then we got one more to go, guys. So give me just a moment here to get this done, and then we'll continue on with the next stone. A lot of features in this. So I'm almost done here, guys, and we'll continue on to the next one. Alright, guys, there is our final piece, all set to go. So our next step is to go ahead and take these two to the next plate. I first have this one. This guy came out of that same clay, and as you can see, it's got somewhat of a crystalline structure. So this one here is going to be quite interesting. I still got a little bit of clay on it, and that'll clean up real quick. Like, I'm probably not going to take it to the 400 grit. I'm probably going to wait until I get to the 3000s or to the 10,000s to see if I don't want to take much of this off. I want to see what features are coming off this. But as you can tell, it's got that octagon shape. So fingers crossed, this might just be a gemstone. And there was a few others like it, but they were quite brittle. So we'll see what we got here in just a moment. Alright, so with our 3000 grit already applied onto the swap top, I first wanted to stop and discuss the Mohs hardness scale. Now, most lapidarists and geologists and such take a look at those numbers to see what its softness is on each individual stone. And I can tell right away that from the way that they ran on the 400 grit, these stones are sitting in between a 5 and a 4 on the Mohs hardness scale. So they're super soft and they wear rather quickly. Now, lucky for us, this stone in particular was stuck in that clay and it preserved it pretty well. It seems to have done the same thing with this one. So we're going to go ahead, first take our purple kernzonite, and we're going to go ahead and take it through our 3000s, and then we will start on these stones here. Alright, with our 3000s up and running, let's go ahead and give our kernzonite here our final little bit of polish, and we're going to rough out some of these edges and get her all set. Once again, I'm just going to go ahead and just, that does happen a lot if you don't hold on to your stone. So all I'm doing right now is just carefully taking all the rough edges off from the stone. We'll be taking this later on. All these stones will be going across a felt and then a leather plate used with tin oxide. All these little areas all nice and rounded out. Alright guys, I'll come back to you as soon as I got the final touches on these stones. Alright guys, we went ahead and moved on to our Wisconsin River find, and we're going to go ahead and give this a final polish here on the 3000s, and then we'll be moving on to our gorgeous little piece here. And fingers crossed, I'm really hoping this is some kind of a gemstone. I've got this basically on point where this spot is, and that clay was something else. It was starting to turn colors. So we'll come back to this here in just a moment. Let's get this one to its final polish, and then we'll be off to 10,000s, and then off to our final polish. Rather easy stone. I'm pleasantly surprised. Really showed some decent potential. Ooh, even got some silver or something in it too. Kind of interesting. I wonder if that ain't galena. We'll find out in a moment. Seeing all sorts of dark lines around there. But wherever that black stuff is, it seems to be what it is. Let's get our top here. Start on there. Very interesting stone indeed. Very, very interesting stone. Let's get this rough mark out of here. There's that clay. Looks like I got it. All right. I got a few more rough edges on here, and then we will move on to our gemstone that we got over here in just a moment with the 3000s. Alright guys, we went ahead and got her to that final spot. You can see she's quite shiny. She took a polish right quick, so that's good news. This won't be long at all to get that to polish. So next up, we're going to go ahead and just take this and carefully edge it out along where we have all of our hexagon flat areas and see what we got. This is the best way I'm going to be able to identify this. So again, watch your volume guys. Here we go. She feels soft. Not sure. Not quite sure. But we're going to get to this. We're going to see what we got here. Let's continue on. To a window. We're going to try another one. We're going to go up on top here and see what we got. Again, all I'm trying to do is identify this to see what we have. Right off the bat, she feels rather soft. Gosh, I just don't know. So this area of the Wisconsin River is already showing some interesting materials in the past few digs that I've been out there. It's already showing fossils. And all sorts of different kinds of glacial till. So this might have been just part of that. It's almost got like a bluish green tint. Yeah, kind of interesting. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and just get these windows shined up, and then we'll move on to 10,000 grit. So I'll be back with you guys in just a minute. Alright guys, we went ahead and got our 10,000 grit set up on here, and right now I'm going to go ahead and just go over this stone real quick. Like from initial appearances, this is starting to scream to be burl of some sort, because there are straight line edges on this that are trapped in the stone, and we will finally see what it will look like on this 10,000s. So in just a moment here I'll show you that. So let's go ahead and get started on our purple kernzonite. Alright guys, we got our 10,000 spun up, got her nice and wet. Now we're going to go ahead and see what this booger will do on 10,000s polish. This typically is used on my facet machine that's just behind me here. And who knows, maybe I'll turn around and do up a rough gemstone of this. Haven't quite decided yet. This will determine that. Well, let me get that wiped off here. That looks interesting. So yeah, I'm going to definitely say on this one that looks to be burl. Some kind of burl. So that is actually very interesting to find over at the Wisconsin River. So that guy right there is going to head over to my facet machine, and we will later turn around, get this rounded out, and probably do up a rough round brilliant on this stone and see what she turns out to be. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started on our purple crimsonite here. Now let's get her to her final polish on the diamond discs, and then we will be going off to a felt and a leather polish using tin oxide. Just floating the stone, just get the final little nicks and nasty little spots that could be on there. Just allowing that stone to float. Fill the little spots. I may have just found my new favorite stone to run on a lapidary machine. This is quite an impressive mineral. I actually like this. Very easy to work with. This will also be a easy mineral to turn around and hang an eye in when I'm all done. This stone here will be probably later featured in a giveaway once we hit our 500 subscriber mark, and this will be featured along with probably 8 or 10 other different stones. So be looking forward to this stone after it's all finished to be in our 500 subscriber giveaway. So definitely, if you are new to the channel, you're just watching us for the very first time, please be sure to subscribe onto the Rockhound channel and hit that notification button. We have a ton of different videos coming up for this summer. We're going to get back out on the river. It's finally coming down, as you well have seen there on that gemstone I just had. And it's going to be interesting this year. Oh, I can't wait. Brandon and I have been itching to get out there on that river, get some more of that gold, and some decent gemstones. It looks like I may have found a little hot spot, so this will be interesting. Oh, that is shining up real quick, like, oh yeah, that's shining up really nice, like, up on there. I hope the light really does it justice there. So this will be a really nice stone once it's all said and done. My wife turned around and picked this up for me, I believe it was on Amazon. She was on there doing some shopping for her resin art and saw these stones and asked me about them, and I knew of them. I just didn't, I've never worked with them. I've always saw crimsonite in almost the micro mount kind of settings. So when she had showing me this, I was like, oh, that would be very interesting to try to run. And so far, I'm quite impressed. And we got some pink crimsonite too. I have still some of it soaking in a bucket behind me, and some mineral oil, so that way I get all the little inclusions and such all filled up. So, you're looking forward to that too. That one's quite an interesting bit of stone that I got. It's got a lot of different white and pink in it, some decent lines. It almost looks like lightning in my eyes. It's kind of cool. Very nice. Very, very nice. Alright, I'm going to continue on with the stone, guys. I'll be back with you once all this one is finished. Alright, guys, there it is. Fresh off the 10,000. So we're going to go ahead and go on with that Wisconsin River oddball and see what we got there. Let's get that one going. Just like butter. Wow. No rough edges. It's not catching on the 10,000s. I am quite impressed. We might have found something here really nice. That's two. That's two of them. Now, as always, I turn around whenever I'm out panning and such, guys. I always save my gravels, and I carefully go back through them with a jeweler's loupe to be sure that I'm not losing anything. Now, here's a couple fun facts about the Wisconsin River. You can find, believe it or not, there are diamonds in the Wisconsin River. They don't look like much because they've been worn out so badly over the period of how many hundreds of years that it's been sitting in the gravels. I've come across onyx. I've also come across bits of agate, garnet. You just about imagine whatever comes out of glacial till, you might just find it at the Wisconsin River. I might be able to add burl to that list. Oh, this is coming out real nice. That is shining up like glass. Oh yeah, that is just wow. Very nice. Looking really nice. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, guys, and then I'll show you the final polish and we're all done. Alright, guys, I just finished up, and I can tell you right now, the Wisconsin River never ceases to surprise me. It always provides. This one here is absolutely beautiful, and it looks like it's got bits of tourmaline in it and all sorts of different materials. So this here is now ready for our leather and felt polish, and I will show you guys this one and our purple crimsonite once they're all finished. Alright, guys, we are finally off to our tin oxide polish. On the swap top today I have what is basically a felt that is impregnated with tin oxide, and we're going to go ahead and take all of our stones, save for the one that we're going to run on the facet machine here, and give them a final polish. So let's go ahead and get started. This one gets a little messy, hence the glasses. So this should give us a nice beautiful window. And once I'm all said and done here, guys, I'll show you what we got in just a moment. And there we have it, you guys. Two very beautiful stones, all finished, ready to go. All they need now is 2 holes with 2 sterling silver eyes. And these guys are absolutely ready to be hung as pendants. This one here in particular, I am quite impressed with for being a Wisconsin River find. This wasn't too badly polished. It's got that rough look to it. And it appears to be that there may be some galena in there. So that is absolutely awesome. And I'm thinking some of those bits in there are epidotourmaline. So that is absolutely awesome. Quite impressed with that stone. And after a little bit of polish on this guy here, I'm going to conclude that this is in fact some sort of burl. And from what it appeared, it may have broken off from a bigger piece. So I've got this placed down, and I will be digging in there a little bit more to see if whether or not I will find the rest of this one. And I can't wait to see what it is. So that's kind of super cool. So guys, I'm grateful you were able to spend some time with me out here in the lapidary shop. Definitely was some interesting stones, especially this one here from the Wisconsin, and this one here from the Clays over there in the Wisconsin. I can't wait to get back out there and get some of these. Ooh, I hope I find the rest of it. As for this, there's plenty more where this came from, and I intend on getting more. So on top of that, this purple kernzonite was definitely now a new favorite of mine. I intend on doing up the pink kernzonite, and you guys will be able to see that in the following video. So if you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and guys, I will catch you guys on the next episode.